I'm Alexis Holt. I'm a certified Pilates instructor. I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about the difference between mat Pilates and Pilates Reformer. I'm going to introduce you to the Reformer that we do Pilates on, and hopefully after this video you'll feel a little bit more comfortable with the machine and hopefully will join us or another studio close by you for a session. So, the difference between Pilates mat and Pilates Reformer is really the fact that you have a machine or you don't. In mat Pilates, your body is the machine. So you're on a mat in a class and your body assists or resists the movements and gravity is playing against your body. So oftentimes mat can feel a little bit more difficult because you're learning a little bit more and your body is your machine. So you may need to modify more often. You might have to start at a little bit lower level and you'll be very surprised how difficult really small movements are because your body is the machine. In Pilates Reformer, the machine is called a reformer. So we use a machine that has a pulley system so we can slide and glide on it, we can stand on it, we can lay on it, we can sit on it, we can kneel on it, tons of versatility. But the machine assists or resists you. So it can give us some assistance in movements and make movements that sound or seem or look very difficult a little bit easier on your body. And we can also increase the resistance or decrease it depending on the exercise to actually make that exercise more difficult. So oftentimes the reformer assists you in ways that you wouldn't be able to move if you were on a mat because we have our pulley system and we have a resistance of springs. So let me go ahead and show you the reformer and show you how it works. So this is a Pilates Reformer. So there's several different brands that you'll find. Often different studios will use different brands, but they're all generally the same concept. You'll always see a rope system or sometimes there are leather straps with loops. You'll see shoulder blocks. You'll see a headrest that can go up and down. You'll also see our carriage, which is where we lie, stand, sit, kneel, all different types of versatility. Our carriage is what travels and moves. And then you'll find your foot bar as well. And then you'll oftentimes find some sort of wood platform or platform for other exercises to use as well. There's a couple different accessories that come, but we're just gonna focus on the basics of the reformer today. So we have springs that we can attach and detach. So right here, these springs have different color coding oftentimes. They're different weights, so they'll add different resistance. So your certified instructor is going to know how to assist or resist you properly. And then as you get more familiar with the springs and the amount of weight of them, you'll get comfortable moving them and adjusting them yourself. So I'm going to show you a couple different exercises, just how the machine moves. Most sessions you're going to do barefoot. My shoes are specially made that I keep them just in my studio. So they're very soft on my joints. I use them just for a little bit of support so I can jump on and off a machine as I'm showing my clients how to move. But most sessions you'll either use grippy socks, sticky socks, or oftentimes even barefoot, depending on the studio what they allow. So you're going to see that my feet are on my foot bar and I'm resisting my springs. Springs are kind of like a rubber band. So you can see my carriage is sliding. I'm laying on the carriage and I'm sliding back and forth. So I'm warming up my joints, I'm warming up my knees, I'm warming up my quads, my hamstrings, even into my feet. And as I pull my belly button in towards my spine and in towards the carriage, I'm actually warming up my abdominals, my back, my hips, my shoulders, and chest. Putting my feet on the foot bar creates a closed chain activity. Pilates is great because it creates this closed chain. So our joints aren't open. We're not banging and clanging on our joints. so we're not putting them in any danger of being injured. As you move your feet around on the bar, we can target different muscles, warm them up differently, and get things firing and warming up. You have a lot of versatility with the machine. Pilates is going to help you with core strength, flexibility, mobility, spinal health, but the smoothness of the movement of the machine is great on everyone's body. If you've had past injuries, there's going to be a modification for anybody to be able to move on the machine. Because the machine is so versatile, many professional athletes use them as well to help with their agility, fine muscle tone, as well as endurance, because we can use the machine in so many different ways. So let me show you a couple more things the machine can do. I'm going to adjust my spring. So I'm making the spring lighter with just enough resistance for myself to get a little assistance and a little resistance at the same time. So I'm going to show you how this works differently in two different exercises. So if I'm kneeling on my carriage, my hands go onto my foot bar, I'm opening and closing my spring, traveling through my shoulders. My shoulders, chest, back, and hips are all working as I slide and glide on the reformer. So as I open the spring, this is more of my vulnerable part, so I'm watching where my hips are and where my belly button is pulling. I'm pulling in and contracting as many muscles as I can. As I close the spring, I get assistance from that spring. Now, if I were to turn around and use my straps, I'm now working in the opposite direction. So I'm pressing against the resistance and I'm working through my shoulders, back and hips again, but in a different way. The loops are great. You can put your hands in them, also your feet, which I'll show you very quickly for just a moment so you can get an idea of just a couple extra things that we can do on the machine. So my feet go into my straps. My straps have a little bit of padding in them so they're comfortable for soft feet or even bare feet. And then I can travel again through that same pulley system through my legs. And I'm increasing flexibility, mobility, range of motion, all on the same machine. It's soft and easy on my joints. But challenging as well. From that same lying down motion, I can now put my hands into the loops and create a whole new series of exercises. I said this is easy on your joints. I said that everybody can use this machine. There's going to be a modification for everyone, no matter where you're starting. A really good instructor is going to support you and get you to where your goals are, where you want to be. They're going to explain to you that the movement they may have you doing might not be what the person next to you is doing right at that moment, but this is your starting point. That's just your threshold. They're going to get you to where you want to go, but you're retraining your body. You're asking it to do some things maybe you've never asked it to do before. Many little muscles are firing off that you oftentimes don't use on your typical exercise machine, or just lifting dumbbells or weights using a weighted assisted machine, or even in group exercise classes. Pilates is a whole new form of movement for your body.